Hello, Facebook friends, hello. Hello, Facebook friends, hello. I'm feeling real silly, so let's start the show. Here we go, here we go, here we go. And my nose is itchy still. There we go. Yeah, that's it. Have an itchy nose. Miss Chrissy's here, everybody. Say hi, Miss Chrissy.
You know what they always used to tell us when your nose... Oh, that thing's back.
What thing's back?
On your lip.
That's on my lip.
It is on your lip.
It's on...
Okay, let me...
There might be nothing on my lip.
Okay, you got rid of it.
There's nothing on my lip. There was nothing on my lip. You just say that, then you're like, there's something in your eye, and I poke into you. That's your finger.
No.
I think so.
No.
I think you're just being silly.
You know what they used to tell us about having an itchy nose?
No.
That meant you were going to kiss a fool.
Oh, to kiss a fool. Okay. There we go.
Okay.
Hello, Brenda. Hello, Justin. Ashley, Cheyenne, and Brooklyn are here. What are you doing?
It moved.
What?
It's right there now.
What is it? It's just a piece of... It's a sparkly thing. I don't know.
You just answered the unspoken question.
I know. How did I get a sparkly thing on my beard? I don't know.
Well, it was on your lip.
I know. I kissed the fool. I kissed the pixie. Talking about pixies, my sister's here. Hey, Sister Mel, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. My sister's... She's shy, though. She's behind the counter, behind the thing. Last time I said to come say hi, and she's like, climbs over the counter. And I'm like... So, it's been lovely because my sister is for a visit, and she brought her kids, because she had to. My niece and nephews are here, so Maylin and Connor and Blaze and Kyler is here. Wee Beast, of course, Wee Beast is here. He has to be here by law. So, not by law. I just mean I can't just make him. I could probably tell him to go. We should play hide. One time, we played hide and go seek, and they went out in the yard to count, and I went to the store. So they couldn't find me. I was gone probably.
You should probably.
Oh yeah,
clarify.
Miss Christie was here still. Yeah. Like she was. I didn't just go to the store, right? One time we went. My parents took me hide and go seek in the forest, and now I live with animals. But no, it was pretty funny. I came back about an hour and 45 minutes later, almost, and they were still looking for me. Uncle, and then I hear this. Uncle Tazz is a really good hider. And so I heard them coming in, and I just laid down in the kitchen here, didn't I? I just laid down on the floor in the kitchen, and I put... no, I was in the living room, I think, and I put a pillow on my head, and Blaze runs by, and he just gives me one of these and goes, have you been there the whole time? I said, yes. We looked in here all the time, we didn't see you. So my phone is going off, so I have to go over like this and go like that, so I don't look at the phone, because I have attention deficit disorder, and yes. It's not a bad thing. I mean, I have attention deficit disorder, and I think it's what makes me kind of charming, actually, is people understand that I have attention deficit disorder, which means things like are really hard to focus. It's hard for me to focus sometimes. That's what attention deficit disorder means. ADD or ADHD. Depends on if you want to spell it two different ways, I guess. And yeah, and I used to be embarrassed about that. I got in a lot of trouble at school for having attention deficit disorder, because I would ramble along, something like this. That's it. Are you just on your phone there, or what?
I'm turning it down.
Sister Mel doesn't even want to watch it. She's standing right there, doesn't want to watch me. She's watching something else. I bet you there's something better on the internet than this.
You.
It's the internet. What's this? It's probably something better.
No.
Look, it's the fire from Christmas. I'll watch that. So yeah, so I have attention deficit disorder. Ironically, it makes it hard for me to concentrate sometimes, but. I have learned to embrace it, and that's the way it works. Today is book number 391 and 392, if we get to 392, because I'm talking so much. Yes, something else I wanted to tell you. I can't remember. Oh, it's day 121. Did you know that? It's day 121. I'm going to read this book. This makes a sound. This book I found at a garage sale, actually, and it's called Miss Nelson is Missing by James Marshall. James Marshall, Miss Nelson is Missing. I'm pretty sure she's been found, so don't go looking for her. I'm saying it's just a book. There we go. This is an old library book. Look at that. Let's see. When was it last taken out? Well, it was never taken out, apparently. Either that or that's a new card. This is by Houghton Mifflin Company out of Boston, and this book was written 1977. I would have been 10 years old. Miss Christie would have been 44. Here we go. Kids in room 207 were misbehaving again. Spitballs stuck to the ceiling, paper planes whizzed through the air, and they were the worst behaved class in the whole school. Well, I think I've been part of this class. So now Sister Mel writes hello. And this is how old it is too. Look, there's only one star on the flag. That's how old the book is. Oh, it's a Texas flag. Never mind. It's only supposed to have one star. Now settle down, Miss Nelson said in a sweet voice. Oh, that's not a sweet voice. Now settle down. That's not a sweet voice, is it?
Settle down, you guys all settle down. That's what we're going to do. Settle down.
Miss Nelson said in a sweet voice. How about this? We'll give her this voice. Let's give her Piggy's voice, maybe. Y'all settle down now, said Miss Nelson in a sweet voice. But the class would not settle down. And that's when she said,
settle down.
They whispered and they giggled, kind of like what we're doing now. They squirmed and made faces, kind of like I just did. Squirm, squirm. They were even rude during story hour. Like maybe being on your phone.
I was tuning into you.
Oh, you're tuning into me. Well, I'm right here live. Miss Christie, may I have a puppy?
No.
I thought I'd get that out of the way. They were rude during story hour. They're standing on her head. Nice hair. They always refused to do their lessons. Something will have to be done, said Miss Nelson. Of course. It's 1977. The next morning, Miss Nelson did not come to school. Wow, yelled the kids. Now we can really act up. And they began to make more spitballs and paper planes. Today, let's just be terrible. Not so fast, hissed an unpleasant voice. Uh-oh.
Dun dun dun.
Boom, boom, boom. A woman in an ugly black dress stood before them. I'm your new teacher, Miss Viola Swamp. And she rapped the desk with her ruler. Where's Miss Nelson? Asked the kids. Never mind that, snapped Miss Swamp. Open those arithmetic books. Miss Nelson's kids did as they were told. Uh-oh. She looks kind of grumpy. She's got that same face you get when I ask for a puppy too many times. Like once. They could see that Miss Swamp was a real witch. She meant business. And right away, she put them to work. And she loaded them with homework. Oh no! We'll have no story hour today, said Miss Swamp. Keep your mouths shut. This book is from 1977, said Miss Swamp. Sit perfectly still, said Miss Swamp. And you misbehave, you'll be sorry, said Miss Swamp. Yeah, fear and intimidation. Right? It worked amazing when I was a student. Not saying it was right, I'm just saying I was terrified of some of my teachers. The kids in room 207 never worked so hard. Days went by and there was no sign of Miss Nelson. The kids missed Miss Nelson. Maybe we should try to find her, they said. Some of them went to the police. Detective McSmog assigned to the case. He listened to the story. He scratched his chin and said, And then he said, Well, I think Miss Nelson's missing. Detective McSmog, yeah, that's right. Detective
Okay, we gotta hit the rewind.
Some of them went to the police. Detective McSmog was assigned to the case. He listened to their story. He scratched his chin. He said, I think Miss Nelson is missing. Detective McSmog would not be much help. Other kids went to Miss Nelson's house. The shades were tightly drawn and nobody answered the door. In fact, the only person they did see was the wicked Miss Viola Swamp coming down the street. If she sees us, she'll give us more homework. And they got away just in time. Maybe something terrible happened to Miss Nelson. Oh, maybe she got gobbled by a shark, said one of the kids. But that didn't seem likely. Sharks, very unpleasant. Maybe Miss Nelson went to Mars, said another kid. But that was highly unlikely either. She's just on Mars with an umbrella. That helps. I know, exclaimed one know-it-all. Maybe Miss Nelson's car was carried away by a swarm of angry butterflies? But that was the most unlikely of all. I don't think I've ever seen an angry butterfly. That would be a kid's book. That'd be great. Arnie the Angry Butterfly. Right? Just a butterfly going,
Should be moth.
this is ridiculous.
What would it be angry at? Maybe somebody didn't plant enough flowers?
Yeah, maybe everybody's having margarine. Right? Well, if you have margarine, you don't need butter, and you don't have no butter, you don't need no butterflies. Like, it's just science. The kids in room 207 became very discouraged. It seemed that Miss Nelson was never coming back. They'd be stuck with Miss Viola Swamp forever. They heard footsteps in the hall. Here she comes, they whispered. Hello, children, said a sweet voice. It was Miss Nelson. Did y'all miss me? She asked. We certainly did, cried all the kids. Where were you? Well, that's my little secret, said Miss Nelson. How about story hour? Oh, yes, they cried. Miss Nelson noticed during story hour not one student was rude or silly. Well, what brought all Miss Lovely changed? She asked. That's our little secret, said the kids. Back home, Miss Nelson took off her coat and hung it in the closet, right next to an ugly black dress. When it was time for bed, she sang a little song. I'll never tell, she said to herself with a smile. And now, Detective McSmog is working on a new case. He is now looking for Miss Viola Swamp. Bum, bum, bum. Haha. Guess what? You know what I know?
What do you know, Tazzy?
I know that we should get a puppy.
No.
Okay. So you know what I know? I know that Miss Nelson was actually Miss Viola Swamp in disguise. Mm-hmm. That's it. Bet you didn't figure that out.
Kind of gave the kids a little taste of something they didn't want.
Yeah.
So that they understood that they shouldn't take advantage of the thing that they do.
Yeah. So what it is? That's right. If you don't appreciate what you have until it's gone, right? Mm-hmm. So that's what you should do. You should always appreciate the nice things, right? Before something comes along to change that, right? So instead of a puppy, I'd like a porcupine, please. May I have a porcupine?
I don't think so.
Please, can I have a skunk?
No.
Can I have a rattlesnake?
Well, I mean,
can I have a skunk?
Really
May I have a skunk? May I have a stinky
skunk?
with extra scent sacks?
No.
May I have a rattlesnake?
No.
Can I have a giant pet spider?
No.
Okay, then we'll just get a puppy.
Still no.
Find a big spider, porcupine, skunk, and I'll bring it in and be a puppy. Then she'll be like, "Oh, we want a puppy." I said, "That's what we should get, a puppy." Science. Do we have time for another book? I guess we have time for another book.
Yeah.
Oh, so the lesson from that book was it's hard to read books when you have attention deficit disorder. That's what I learned from that book. No. What it is that be very thankful for what you have and don't take advantage of it, because something that else could come along that is very not to your liking, right? That's it. That's the lesson I got. Is that the lesson we learned?
I think so.
Perfect. And Miss Christie doesn't like spiders or porcupines, but she likes skunks that aren't stinky. You know what they call a skunk that isn't stinky? A black and white dog. Science. Okay. What am I reading next, Miss Christie? Do we have time? We only have time for a little book, okay? Let's read this book. The I Love You book. I dedicate this book to myself. No, I dedicate it to Miss Christie and Sister Mel. They're right here, right there, on the other side. Okay, Sister Mel's only gonna be here. You're gonna be here for reading time tomorrow? When are you heading back? Can it be tonight? No, what? I'm joking. I joke with my sister. She doesn't take that the wrong way, like a joke. You gonna head back tomorrow?
Yeah.
Okay, so you'll be here for morning read.
Maybe.
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 Okay. Okay, it's the I Love You book, and it's by Todd Parr. We've read a lot of Todd Parr books because Todd Parr.
I think
Todd
we've
Parr.
only read 2 of his.
Well, that's a lot to me. Would you think 2 puppies is a lot?
Yes, 2 puppies would be a lot.
So just 1 then. Okay, perfect. I love you.
Can we talk
book.
about how much is too much, or how much is a lot for cars?
No, there's no such thing as a lot of cars.
Oh yeah, there
No,
is.
it's not.
Yes.
See, okay, if you have a lot of something, people don't really like it, really, right? But a lot of cars is a parade, and everybody likes a parade. Science.
But there's just one driver for all those cars.
Yeah, well, it's a smaller parade. You drive and like that, and then you run back and get the other car, run it, and go back and get it. It's like a very slow caterpillar, right?
Your little feet.
That's it. Yeah, it's just like walking along. It's a slow caterpillar parade of cars. Besides, cars are so pretty. You could pull one up, and people would be like, "Oh, that's really nice. Oh, here comes another one." Oh, I got it. Okay, so it'll be like a new age parade where I just park all the cars and people walk by it.
There you go.
The parade is stationary,
It's
and the
more
people move.
eco-friendly.
It is very much eco-friendly.
Yeah.
That's right. And then later on, when you can go, there's a car, there's a car, there's a car. That's an eco, right? When
That's
you
an
can
echo.
Echo. Oh, okay. I love you. The I Love You book by Todd Parr. I love you when you're silly, and I love you when you're sad. Oh. Oh, yeah. That's me. I think that should be it. I love you when you're silly, and I love you when you're sad. I love you when you wouldn't let me have a puppy, and if I ask too much, you get mad. Well, that's not in there. I love you when you're scared, and I love you when you're brave. I love you when I'm away, and I love you when you're cuddled up close. Oh. I love you when you sleep, and I love you when you don't sleep. Just not as much at that moment. Because I'm tired, and I get grumpy. I love you when you're sick, and I love you when you're better. But I stay further away when you're sick. And I just...
Kids get extra cuddly when they're sick.
They do get extra cuddly because they want to spread the germs and make you feel sick too.
Sharing.
I love you when...
We teach them to share.
Yeah, it's exactly, it's sharing. There we go. I love you when you're stinky. I love you when you're squeaky clean. Look at the stink.
Little stink lines.
By their butt.
Oh, I love you. Oh, me too.
I have to confess, you felt a certain way about
Keep up.
the next page.
Well,
This one, I love you when you don't sleep.
yeah.
You're like, maybe just not quite as much. This
Yeah.
is the way I feel about this one.
Oh.
I love you when you're stinky, but maybe just not quite as much.
Okay. Whose fault is it that I'm stinky? Who says, oh, you should have less bacon and eat more broccoli? Whose fault is that? Who's like, oh, you should try this lovely cabbage soup I made when I was a witch, or whatever you made, that big pot of cabbage soup.
Are we talking about your doctor?
No. Oh, here, have more hard-boiled eggs and broccoli. And then you're like, why is it warmer in here? And I'm like, because it's summer. Why? How come the pool looks like a hot tub? Bloop, bloop, bloop. I love you when we cook, and I love you when we eat. Even broccoli. I love you when you give me kisses, and I love you when you need hugs. Sometimes at the same time. Yep. Hugs are awesome. I don't think that there's any amount of words that are can ever be written down that'll equal a hug. Most of all, I love you just the way you are. With a puppy. It says it right there in the book.
No,
It
no,
does.
it doesn't.
Yeah, it's so.
No.
It says right here in this book right there.
Why does she have 2 different colored shoes on?
Just have to quickly find the page again. Here, see? It says right there. I love you. I love you. Most of all, I love you just the way you are with a puppy.
With a puppy? A puppy?
Yeah, a puppy. A puppy!
Tazzy, I think people could actually hear you writing.
Really?
And that's clearly a stick-it note. That's just stuck
No,
to
no,
you.
it's the print. The publisher wanted to look like a sticky note, so he called me in 19. This one is 2000. Called me in 2009. Said, "Hey Taz, do you mind writing 11,000 sticky notes that say with a puppy, and then they put it in the book."
Okay, but then why wasn't it there the first time you showed the page?
Oh, because I took it off to show the picture, and then I just put it back like that.
Okay.
That's why it's removable. Because if it was right there, you would know. You'd be like, "Oh, I love you most of all, just the way you are." But you couldn't. Who is he talking to? A sticky note? Maybe he loves the sticky note the way he is.
I
Easily
smelled
removable.
something burning.
I think it's
I
my
think
brain.
it might be because your pants are on fire.
No, that's from the broccoli. That's not true. I just wrote it and put it on there, but don't tell Miss Christie, because I really want a puppy. Okay, my sister heard and she's a tattletale, so she's gonna tell Miss Christie. I love you. I love you just the way you are, and I do. I love you both just the way you are. And then, of course, this says with a puppy. So there, right there in the other page, it was there. I didn't put it there. I didn't. Yes, I did. I did. We all need to be loved. There's enough love for everybody to share. Remember to always love yourself. Love, Todd. What do we always talk about? Puppies. No, other than that. But serious, now, I'm going to try to be serious because I've been silly. Loving yourself is so very important because there are times where people are going to maybe pick on you for things that you like about yourself, but they don't understand or they don't like. So do not worry about what other people think about you. Do not worry about how other people view you. Just be the best version of you that you can be. And if they don't want you to be the version of you, then they don't have to be your, they can still be your friends, but they don't have to be your best friends. They don't have to be your confidants. They don't need to be really in your life, to be honest with you. And there are people that are going to be even adults that are going to say, oh, why don't you change, or why don't you try this, or whatever. But you should only change if your heart thinks that you need to change. Say somebody said to you, I don't know why you like pink. Stop liking pink. Pink is ridiculous. Well, you don't have to stop liking pink. Pink's one of your favorite colors. Perhaps pink or purple is your favorite color. So you just say, no, that person's not, stop being so silly. You'll never get a job being silly. Oh, guess what? They're wrong. Right? I got a job being very silly. So those type of people you don't really need to have in your life. But if somebody says to you, you know what? I think you need to think about what you're saying because it's mean. Or I think that you can try harder. Or I think that maybe you need to look at the way you're treating other people. Those people are trying to help you be a better person, not a different person. And that's a little bit of a different, that's the difference, right? And never worry about being perfect, because we say this almost every episode. And all that you say and all that you do, you never have to be perfect. You've just got to be you. Right? So you just have to be you. And we all know that our emotions are very valid. So if you are feeling angry, or if you're feeling sad, or if you're feeling scared, or you're feeling silly, those are all very important emotions, and those are your emotions, so you wear them proudly, and you can share them with others if you need help to get over some sadness or some fear. That's the thing. I share my sadness with my fear with Miss Christie and Sister Mel all the time, because it's hard sometimes to have all your emotions on your shoulders. So you try to share your emotions and they just sort of fly away. I think your emotions have wings, and sometimes they land here and sometimes they land in your heart. Sometimes they land in your mouth, and when your emotions land in your mouth, you just spit them back out, and sometimes too soon. And that's when you realize that you've not been the most important thing that we always talk about. Always be kind. So I think when they have little wings, the emotions land in your mouth and you spit them out, and they just like, ah! And that's not being and you find yourself not being very kind to somebody. You take the time to apologize and try harder next time to not spit out some unkind words. That's my thought for the day anyway. So you go be you, and I'm going to be me, and Miss Christie is going to be Miss Christie, and Sister Mel is going to be Sister Mel. Come on over, and we're going to say lots of love from myself and Miss Christie and Sister Mel. There you go. There you go. That's Sister Mel. She can appear on film. You lied to me. You said she didn't show up on film. That's my sister. And I've made people laugh. And I will talk to you later. I don't have a song to close this portion of the show out. So we'll just go out and maybe try to write a song. But I got ADD, so chances are I'll forget to do it. Me. I need to learn to rhyme better. Yeah. Have a good day.